Hello, everybody. This is Elizabeth Clare Brewington. I am with Brightside Global Trade, and you are here with me with the author, Rich Tola. And he's written this book that I haven't read as yet, but the title is so exciting that we decided to do this interview anyway. So, how to drink from the fountain of youth. This is what we need right now. The pandemic has slowed us down. We've lost a year, and it's time to get revitalized. So, hi, Rick. Tell us all about you and the book, and give us an introduction.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth, for having me. Hey, welcome, everyone. I'm hoping to get you all drinking from the fountain of youth like I have been. But more importantly, it's about living a great life, living your best life. And this is something that, I would say over the past 20 years, I have nieces and nephews now that are 19 and 20. And over the years, as I see them grow up, and I thought to myself, it was last year, right before COVID, when all the ideas were brewing for the book. And I wanted to write something that I could leave not only my nieces and nephews, that if I were to have, I would say, a child, let's say, and I happen to not be around, or any child, or anyone for that matter at any age that wants to take the values and principles that I've been in my life, brought into my life over these 40 years of fitness, but I had to put it down. I had to write it and said, let's get this one. And it came to me, drink from the fountain of youth, because everyone always says to me, how do you do it? Like, how do you do it? How do you stay so young? And so I thought, let me do that. I put it together in 30 steps. Because to me, everything wants to be simple. I want to keep it easy, concrete, but something you could sort of get your arms around, something that's practical, that's doable. And this isn't pie in the sky. I make reference to it in the beginning. I said, but it's something that you really can embrace. And I really look at it as the temple, which is the mind, body, spirit. And you'll see every step is either mind, body, or spirit, because they're all connected. It's one big happy family. And to me, strong body, clear mind is one of my mottos, but it's about empowering that temple with an aura that's a protective shield. It truly is a protective shield that no matter what happens that you don't control external, it happens, right? In life, we know that pain is certain, suffering is optional. So we want to create, to me, the best possible temple inside and out, to go out to the universe. And then you're going to spread that, because it's like a vibration, and you really spread positivity. I believe that. And I believe you're going to better yourself, better the people you love around you, better the environment. And it's always about respect. So if you have that core of respect, which is a yoga concept as well, yoga truly changed my life. 15 years ago, I started teaching. But again, the concept of self-respect, the temple, and about strong body, clear mind. And I took those principles and laid it out for you in 30 easy steps. So there you go.
Wow. I love the whole thing about respect. I used to teach yoga many years ago, and I think that's a very powerful place to be, because if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect others to? You're projecting that negative thing to the universe. So out of those 30 steps, give us 5, like a preview. And then, of course, we don't want to take away the book. We want you to buy the book. Show us the book. We want you to buy this book. So,
all right, this is the book.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
Give us a little prelude, a little trailer. Yeah.
By the way, this book is also meant to be a journal. So you'll see at the back, I have all like pages for note taking and journaling, because I write everything down. I keep a notebook. I write everything down. So you can take notes for yourself and then go back to it, because in my opinion, this is meant to be read more than once. I told my niece, who's 20, I said, read it now. And in 20 years, read it again. In 20 years, read it again. And write some notes to yourself. Write your dreams down, because I believe in that. I believe anything is possible. You got to set your sights. But the more you put down, and I really do, I write, and people say to me, how'd you write a book? You just have to start. You have to write every day. So it feels good, but it's also an ebook and audio book as well. But basically, let me take them right from the back. Be vain, love the scale, embrace failure, be passionate, be kind. I mean, respect yourself, respect the universe. They're there, but I believe there's so much you have to embrace about negativity that creates positivity. For instance, when I talk about that, I say love the scale is one of my chapters. And I believe everybody should take inventory of their body on a daily basis, which actually involves the mass of the body, right? That's love the scale, but be passionate no matter what you do. You have to have passion because that passion radiates to other people, right? And if you're not passionate, that's felt too, no matter what you do. And you taught yoga. That's such a, that's such amazing because I consider myself more a modern day yoga, but I studied the ancients, the Patabi George. I studied Desika Shah, Iyengar was a big influence on me with my teaching. So, and that to me, bringing the respect and the calmness and the fortitude, because they're all together. And that's what yoga, for those of you who've never tried yoga, don't ever be afraid of yoga. I was petrified when I first started, but it's nothing to be afraid of because it truly gives you confidence. And to me, respect, confidence, yoga gives you that ability to calm the body and to control what very little we can. But, the breath, which is the life force. If you bring all these concepts into your day, you cannot be unhappy. I believe that. Exactly. I'm never unhappy. It doesn't matter. The sky could be falling down. I'll figure out a way. Got to be happy because positivity radiates. And of course, there's so many challenges. As you were just saying, Elizabeth was telling me how business changed, but you have to adapt. We adapt.
Yeah.
And
I think one of the crux of what you just said, that you really have to be happy. And one of the biggest things is that with all these large numbers of people passing away with COVID, and I really reach out to the families that have lost a loved one because grieving is a whole process. And I reach out to you to say that you need to look inside and find happiness because we are here alive. For some reason in the universe, we are here today. So this is a big privilege when you think about everything that's going on and you're here. And if you're not happy being here, you got to work on it. You got to get this book, read this book, and then you got to tell us, send us a comment and tell us what. So how would you define happiness?
Well, and again, what you said about, I like what you said about it's internal, okay? We can't control, no matter what, we have very little control. The way I see it is you can control what you put in your body, right? We can put in our mouths, what we put on our body, what we do with our time, right? But we're only here temporarily. Life is only short, right? And I see it now. I see family members, when you sort of get to the latter part of your life, you look back and I think it has to be about internal strength comes from the respect of the temple, but the happiness comes from the inside and you radiate that inside. You can't let everything that's coming at you bring you down, no matter what. It doesn't matter. You have to stay strong. But well, that's what the book was really for, is to go and give people something that they can, well, for one, to motivate. I mean, I'm very fortunate in many ways. I had a very strong Sicilian father, very disciplined, a mother. They were, they basically showed me tough love, but in a great way, in a way that said, yeah, you got to go do it yourself. You have to sort of figure your way out of the unhappiness. But happiness to me, I'll tell you, every single day I wake up, I say this to myself. I like these mantras, these affirmations. I do. I say the universe is conspiring for my happiness in every area of my life. And that's true.
Yeah.
Because
that is so true.
And think of the universe giving you happiness back. It's like, because happiness, and then I smile and I say, I get another day. How am I feeling? Let me get out of bed. Let me figure out what's going on with the physical body. And then I go from there. Boom. Keep moving.
Yeah. And absolutely. And when you manifest state, that this is going to be a great day. This is going to be a day when I'm going to have all this that's going to happen. And when you manifest that day, and you see that sometimes, people are driving and they're so happy. And then you look at them and you go, so that bubble, and you've heard so many stories people drove by the toll booths and then they paid for someone's toll and then the next person paid it and the next person paid it, and it just kept trickling along until somebody who didn't want to pay, ended up not doing it. But happiness begets happiness. I think that when you're around a happy person, you get happy seeing that happy person, and then happiness makes another person happy. I am a believer of this. And you meet somebody who's half dead and they're just so miserable and so you can listen to all that negative stuff, but really when you're with somebody with high energy and power, you feel it, and it's a connection. So that book looks really thick. So you've broken it down to 30 steps. And, I think that the pandemic has made a lot of people not motivated. So if this is a book that you need to read to just get yourself going, what do you suggest? They read it in one stretch, or they can start the book from wherever they want, or you've got a journal for them to write in. So it's a powerful book. Yeah.
It's a book to keep around. I have one of the readers. She keeps it in her bag all day long. You could read a chapter, because there's a chapter. I say laugh. I believe this. You should think some, laugh some, cry some every day. And that was something you'll read about Jimmy Valvano. I tell a lot of pop culture stories. So if anybody's 40 to 60, you'll get a lot of that. I grew up in the 60s. The world was very different, 70s and 80s. But it's about motivating you, a little kernel of motivation. It could be just one chapter. There's a chapter called Be Kind. It's funny that you say the happiness, right? Here's what happens. Let me give you an example. And I just did a little podcast today called to de-COVIDize your habits. Because what happened is, in the past year, de-COVIDize your habits, because in the past year, we've had new habits that sort of happened during COVID that really weren't my old habits. They just, because I can't do this or that, you form new ones and you sort of get rid of those with the, But so here's a little story. Right now, I live in Los Angeles, and the homeless population I really feel for the homeless in this city. But I mean, let's just say sometimes they're very aggressive and they can yell and scream. And so I'm walking down the street the other day, and I have my coffee and I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm walking and I'm thinking, I'm positive. I'm thinking of the day, but now this man starts screaming something happened. He starts screaming at me. It's not a good situation. So I quickly startled me. So I went across the street and to get away. And and all of a sudden he said, "Can I buy that coffee from you?" And I just started laughing, because I thought, this is such a hilarious, he's asking for money, and then he wants to buy my coffee. So I laughed, turned around, and went and gave him the coffee. I said, that's the funniest thing I heard all. And he's looking at me like, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "That's just funny. I mean, I'm happy that you're happy. Here, you can have it." So turn any little thing into a positive. And that's how happiness is. Don't get down. The first thing people do, a lot of times people do this. They get an idea in their head and they think, "Oh, that's a negative." No, where's the positive in that? Okay. For me, one positive COVID habit. I don't cook, right? That's not something I'm not really, but I learned I had to teach myself how to cook. So I developed a new habit. I make one meal a day for myself. I used to make one a week. So I went from one a week to one a day. And now I'm finding the joy in it. Like I'm looking up menus and then ingredient, all of a sudden I'm saying, how can I make this previous thing for 50 years that I hated? I wasn't happy doing it. How can I make it happy? And I just said, it's a new, something good. Find the happiness. You can find it. It's not that hard.
Yeah, COVID is the strangest thing in the world. I mean, I have heard stories about people moving in with their exes because they didn't have a place to go, and I've heard these most hilarious stories. So tell me, what was life? What was life before COVID? What is life now? You mentioned cooking has come up, but is there anything that you miss from pre-COVID times to now? What was life then? What was life now?
first thing comes to mind, I will say I'm a gym lover. I love going to the gym because to me, it's a physical location. It's like going to the yoga studio. Okay, so the two things that are physical is one, teaching yoga in a studio and physically working out in a gym around other people. Because even if you sort of nod, you see the same person, you sort of have this respect for the person going. So those are two things that I missed, but that'll come back, right? So I've been able to do
it'll come back.
Right, that'll come back. I'm bringing, like I said, cooking more into the equation. I read every day. Recommend that. I say that. Read, write every day. So that's continuing. But I think just the whole concept of communication, and now, like for instance, let's have a Zoom call, where a year ago it would have been, let's have a telephone call. It wouldn't have been this way. But no.
So the gym our gym has reopened. So I've started swimming again, and I love it. So I've been now to the gym for a week, and it's great. I was actually, somebody met me and said, "Oh, I think it's safe." I said, "You know what? What are the odds?" So yeah. So our gym has opened. So maybe yours will open soon. I'm in a small town. So small towns, we have an advantage right now because we are so small that we can open. But our gyms have opened. But right. I love working out too. So I used to do a lot with Roku. I would watch, yoga on TV and then have my mat, and I'm doing my whole thing, my meditation and everything. So I think that, you can Zoom. We actually had a speaker on our Zoom call that actually did yoga and everything on Zoom. So sure. I think if you're motivated enough, you can create your own little gym at home. Yeah, but the gym is a big thing to miss. I know it is.
Whatever works for you. To me, I exercise daily, but to me, I like going there. Not that I do things here, yoga, I do some weights, but to me, when I make it an event and I get excited about going to that event, to me, it's like I'm going to go work. I'm getting paid. You get paid when you go to the gym. I don't think people realize you get it back in the physical body and the strength and the clarity. But to me, I like physically going there. But if you could do it at home, my father, mother, they work out at home. If you have a treadmill, even better. But always exercise daily. That's one of the steps. I believe in that. To me, movies, I miss movies a lot, going to the theater. Yeah, there's some activities that I truly miss, but it's all about.
I have a feeling that June, July. I mean, I know we've opened our movie theaters. I wanted to see a movie, but they didn't have it, so I didn't go for it. But I think movie theaters are opening back up, and I think that you really need to read Rich's book, because I think that's gonna motivate you. Because now, as you put it, COVID has changed us. COVID has completely changed us as individuals, as a society, as a community. You're never going to be the same. And even now, even when things reopen, everything's going to be so different. So it's almost going to be a new world. You have a chance, everybody who's watching me, and I know I've talked about this on my show, you have a chance that you can transform your life. If it was great before, you can make it better. And if it was horrible, then you have a chance to turn it over. So a book like Rick's, which is giving you 30 steps, that's 30 days in the month. You could just read one chapter a month and then just do whatever he says in his book. And then the next month and the next month, write down notes in the back. There's a section that you can write down notes. So I think you have an amazing opportunity with this book to, what is the name of the book? Sip in the fountain of youth. Yeah, this is such a great thing.
From the fountain of youth. Because, hey, everybody.
How to drink from the fountain of youth.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I talk about things like, I just say it's funny, it's witty, be vain, but in a good way. So because I believe it's about empowerment, okay? And you have to empower the temple, and you have to stay safe and strong, right? The better physically we are, the better we know that. We know from COVID, the stronger you are, everything about you becomes more empowered when you're in terms of being fit. Not only that, The steps will make it easier for you, but they're all there. I really did. I covered everything, soup to nuts. I mean, yeah, to read, you can read them all. I talk about, wow, let it go. That's another yoga concept. Love the 5 whys, which is a good one. Embrace failure. Walk to win. I say eat to lose. There's some cool play on words here. Keep it simple. Feel positive. Speak positive. Think positive. Keep your cool. You never want to lose your cool. That's sort of a negative energy thing, right?
Yeah.
Really, what it all of Rob, see, to me, it's energy. Everything is energy. I tell younger kids, money's energy. Oh, the more you focus on it, yeah, you'll make money. It's energy.
Yeah.
It's the energy that you want to have in your being, your physical temple, and around you. And to me, drinking from the fountain of youth is achievable by anyone. It really is. And I say that because you're staying young your entire life. Anyone can. It's about like you already do. You feel it. You have a youthful energy. I mean, everything's included. Then it's posture. It's how you see the world, and smile. It's better. It's easier to smile than it is to be frowning and upset. What for? Because as an actor, what we learn is your emotions, they just come right out. It's really about the emotions, not the words. So if you're sitting there and you're unhappy and you're starting to dwell over something in your life that happened in the past, forget about the past. It's all about the present and looking forward. And don't look too far forward. No, focus on the present. And that's what I do on a daily basis. So every single day I wake up, first of all, these positive things you're doing on a daily basis. Everything I say, it's subconsciously, when you get it in your physical being and your energy in your mind, you're going to vibrate that. Your aura is going to vibrate, and you'll affect everybody around you. So I hope you do. I mean, I think it's motivational. You're going to have fun with it. It's easy read, takes you a couple hours. You read it once, and you pluck through chapters if you're getting down. Because, hey, folks out there, I get demotivated. Like this morning, some days you just don't want to, it doesn't, but have to do it. First thing you do is get up. I'm standing. Let's focus on the posture, pull through the core, check in with the physical. Let's go. Exciting.
Absolutely. So here you have it. And where can we buy the book? Is it available on Amazon, everywhere?
The book, yes, it is. The book's on Amazon. You can buy the ebook there, digital copy. The audiobook is now on audible.com, Amazon, and it's being released. The audiobook's being released throughout another week or so. My distributor will have it to every imaginable site that has audiobooks. I've narrated that myself, so you could hear me. It's a family-friendly book, by the way. I don't use any language. It's very family appropriate because, again, I'm geared it towards, hey, I hope everybody who's 50 years old, that's what I say, millennials who don't have their together, or if you are a baby boomer, like who has time and now you sort of have too much time, right? You have the money, things are set. What do? Follow your passion. I don't care if it's flowers. Go start doing something. Go volunteer. To me, you got to keep moving forward, and that's the first thing. Keep moving is the first step, which I talk about. Baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Just thinking about the audiobook, you could just listen to it and have it out there. And so that's awesome. So there you have it. The book is available everywhere. No excuses. Everybody's getting vaccinated. I know some of you don't want to. That's up to you. It's your personal choice. But get vaccinated, get moving, start living. The COVID is almost sort of gone. Moving into a new world, and you can make a big difference by reading this book. So 30 days and 30 steps will get you started. So hey guys, the book is available everywhere.
And if you need a little extra and you want to read, this is my memoir. Look at this is a memoir that's a witty. You want to read about the life going through all the decades, but most importantly, empower your physical being, empower your mental, empower your spirit. Empowerment is what it's all about. COVID's behind us, but what we learned from COVID is you have to stay strong, you have to stay healthy, and you have to stay respectful. And there you go.
And there you go. Do you have a website?
richtola.com. That is my name, richtola.com. Tola, that's a simple one, Tola. Thank you, Elizabeth. This has been wonderful. You have amazing energy. I want to thank everyone who's watching. And hey, whatever it is, find it in yourself. No matter who you are, you have a great life, and we're not here for very long. So I believe you can empower it, be young and vibrant as until the end. I'm going till 108. So we'll do this again.
So if you're watching, we'll make sure that you have the link to his website as well as where you can get the book. And we will definitely have a review up soon so you can read what we thought about it. And make sure you write us a comment. So if you need more information about videos, we're doing a conference every single month. We have a club that meets on the first and the third Monday on Zoom if you want to meet us live. And if you just want to watch us, that's fine too. Brightsideglobaltrade.org is where you can get all this information. And we are giving away free tickets to the conference every time you write a comment. And we're doing this all year long. So even if you catch this video a little later or earlier, you still have a chance to get a ticket. And we give away prizes at every single event. So what's not to like? Sign up, subscribe, and we'll see you back here. Thank you, Rich, so much.